Hiya. Sharing my experience. So I wanted to first start off my first experience. I pretty much have everything written down as well, since during these abductions it kind of messes with your memory a little bit. But I remember these things, really remember. So my first abduction that I remember was it was in Nevada, and my family, we would always go over to Laughlin, Nevada, and like Las Vegas and stuff. And I remember like we'd always go as kids. I remember being about I think I was maybe 4 years old, something like that, and I was in the back seat with my brother. We were driving, and I think it was either nighttime or it was daytime. I don't exactly remember, but the next thing I know is this flying saucer came on the side of our car, and we were just driving out, and like open desert. It was all open desert and stuff out there pretty much when you're driving. And this UFO pulled on the side of us. The next thing I know, I remember our car just stopped. It just stopped, and it just started shaking. Like, my dad was driving, my mom was in the front seat, I was in the back seat with my brother. My brother's 2 years older than me, so he was either 6 years old and I was 4, or I was either 2 and he was 4. So I'm not really sure, something like that. But the next thing I know, our car stopped. It started shaking. Boom. Next thing you know, we're in a whole different place. We're in this kind of like a lab type of looking place. Like, I remember the rooms were white, and I remember the people that were talking to us were not human. They definitely were not human. They were not. I couldn't exactly like describe what they look like, but it wasn't a reptilian, and it wasn't a gray alien. There were gray aliens, but I don't know, like, some of the people, they didn't seem like reptilians. I'm not exactly sure, but I do remember this. And I remember being taken into a room and laid down on a table, and my parents were taken to a different room, but I could hear what was going on, what they were telling my parents. They were telling my parents that I was a certain kind of bloodline or something like that, and that I did something to kill reptilians in a past life, and that I pretty much this was the day that I'm to be targeted, like that. Boom, like, you're to be harassed now, like, you're put on this list now. This was the day where I was put onto the gangstalking list. These people were very, very angry about me. They let my parents know how angry they were about me. They knew who I was already before I was even born. They knew exactly who I was. I then remember some gray aliens came in. They were always doing something, sticking things into my nose. This was the first time that it all happened. I remember things being stuck in my nose. I remember being terrified. I was terrified. I was a kid. I just remember feeling like I did something wrong, but I didn't know what I did wrong. I was treated like I was a criminal, like I did something wrong. I just remember them telling my parents I was so bad. I was this bad person, and I just couldn't even believe it. I was only a kid. I didn't even know what was going on. So after all that happened, and I'm not sure exactly what they did to my parents and my brother, but I know that they were in like a different area kind of, and they were mostly talking to my parents about me. The next thing that I know, boom, we were back in our car. Our car just like fell out of nowhere. Next thing I know, we all were in the car. We woke up, and then my dad was freaking out. He's like, "Oh my God, are you guys all okay? Are you okay?" Like, my dad was panicked, and I had never seen my dad like that in my life. It was very, very terrifying. It was a terrifying experience. And I remember feeling very scared. I was depressed. I was out of it. Like, I couldn't even explain it. Like, we were all kind of out of it. I remember after that, nothing was ever the same. Nothing was the same. That whole day changed everything in my life. Next thing I know, after that experience, like, we just drove off. The whole trip was different. Everything was just very, very strange. There was a strange kind of energy and stuff. And next thing I know, that was like the breakdown of my family. I feel like my parents no longer were very nice to me. My parents began to fight with each other. Like, all of a sudden our family was dysfunctional, it seemed like. And like, I remember my parents fighting. My dad would yell at me and my brother. Like, everything just changed. It was like my parents changed. Everything just changed from that day. And that was the whole beginning of everything. And that was the day that I began being targeted. I was being targeted at school. I was being harassed. Like, all different kinds of things were happening, and that was the beginning of it. Definitely in Nevada. It's definitely Nevada, in Reno, Nevada. They definitely have stuff where they're abducting people. This is like their headquarters. Is definitely Nevada. Nevada is definitely involved in alien abductions. I hear Reno, Nevada specifically too. California as well. My abductions have stopped since I left California, but I have many more experiences to share. But so far, this is my first abduction experience, which I'm sharing, which happened in Nevada on our trip to Laughlin when I was a child. And yeah, that was the first abduction, and when I was put onto the list to be targeted as a targeted individual, put into the gang stalking experiment because of my bloodline. That's what they say, I guess, and supposed. So yeah, so I just wanted to share this quick one with you guys, and I'll be coming out with more. I'm going to keep coming out with more of my experiences and share with you guys as much as I can. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. You can go ahead and drop me any comments at all. I also will be attaching my email in the description box if you would like to email me with any kind of questions or anything like that, or yeah, anything. So thank you so much.